Welcome to Souk Waqif, in the heart of old Doha. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and believe it or not, it's slightly downcast, 23 degrees, a light breeze, a little bit of cloud, but it's comfortable. We're in the old part of Doha. It's a lively place anyway, but with it now being transformed into a fan zone, this is the busiest part of Doha and has been for the past 2.5 weeks. In the background you see Doha city centre with all the skyscrapers, and this is the Souk Waqif mosque. Everybody makes a beeline for that because that effectively signposts you into the heart of old Doha and Souk Waqif. So yesterday was the turn of Brazil and Argentina. What a fantastic couple of matches going into extra time and penalties. Today it's a sea of Moroccan red, a sprinkling of Portuguese. I think the whole of Qatar is going to be Moroccan. It will be a fantastic occasion at the Al Thumama Stadium. And then the big one at Al Bayt Stadium, England versus France. I've seen quite a few England fans slowly making their way. It is 1 o'clock, so we've got a fair few hours, but everybody will be going into the souk to sample the culture, the food, the entertainment. And the souk is great because there's so much going on. It really is a melting pot. It reminds me of a little bit of Marrakesh and the square in Marrakesh. But the souk is great because they've retained the old traditional buildings and modernized them. So some lovely boutique hotels there, and everything's been made pedestrian friendly, because otherwise this area is horrendous if you want to cross a road or get from one side to the other. So the England game at Al Bayt Stadium tonight. Bit of a distance between Al Thumama and Al Bayt, so we're gonna have to see how we navigate our way around the two stadiums. The underground is the metro system. It really is fantastic. So I'm hoping in about 20 minutes from one stadium to another. So the Morocco game, Morocco-Portugal, kicks off at 6 p.m. UK time, I think. No, 6 p.m. local time. And the England game is 10 p.m. local time. So it's 4 hours, hopefully. Neither game goes into extra time or penalties. We don't need that drama. It's hive of activity. People are slowly starting to make their way, congregating here and then dispersing. First Morocco for the Morocco game and then the England game later on. It's a really good festival atmosphere, carnival atmosphere. I have to say a couple of things about the Brazilians last night. The team let the fans down, but the fans, Brazilian fans here in Doha, they have been absolutely fantastic. They have brought colour, vibrancy. They've brought so much joy to so many people here with their drums and their instruments. They've all been very, very friendly. They fitted in with the crowds. Those estimates are around about 35 to 40,000 Brazilians. Really feel sorry for them because a lot of them have decided obviously that there's no point staying here. They're frantically looking for people to buy their tickets. FIFA have made sure that ticket exchange and tickets on the black market are next to impossible to buy or sell. But there are ways, people are finding ways. Always creative people in creative ways. Some merchandise. Believe it or not, these things are always on sale like this, literally throughout the year. Probably a couple of extra shirts, but the Brazilian and the Argentinian shirts are always here. All year, every year. The flags are flying. The Argentinians took over Lusail Stadium yesterday, I understand. Because there were hardly any Dutch fans there. Not that we could see. There was some in the gallery below, but it was mainly Argentinian fans. Read reports that there are between 3,000 and 5,000 England fans here. So hopefully we'll create a bit of an atmosphere and see the boys off to the semis. Unfortunately, my semi-final ticket is for the Argentina-Croatia game, which will be good. Looking forward to that, and then the big one, the final. So you can see the Souk Waqif now. It's a very, very large square. There are lots of people here, but they're well dispersed, so it doesn't look as crowded. In the evening, this place is absolutely heaving with people. There's nighttime entertainers, the shisha lounges, coffee. Everybody's drinking coffee. There's some French fans here. Not seen too many of them. England fans outnumbering the French in the metro by about 4-1. They may turn up. North Africans, they support the French as well. But I suspect tonight they will all be supporting Morocco. This is really good. So the fans are mingling with the locals here. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. This part of Doha tends to be very, very relaxed. Everybody just takes it nice and easy. Once they've sat on a seat in a cafe, it's good. 2-3 hours, tea after tea after tea. So with the World Cup now, more people are even more relaxed. They won't let go of the seats. And then you've got all the bits and bobs that are sold throughout the year. They'll probably go up by about 2,000%. You've got to haggle for everything here. They'll start off at ridiculous prices and you can bring them down. But once you've been here, you bought some of this junk, you're not gonna buy them again. A lot of this stuff, everybody's bought this stuff when they've been here in Doha or in any city really. They're a good mix of. This is the thing about this particular World Cup. You've got English, Portuguese, Moroccan. You've got French. You've got fans, locals, men, women, everybody mingling. No sign of trouble. No sign of unease. Everybody seems very, very relaxed. The environment. And that's a credit to the Qataris and credit to this World Cup because it has been superbly organised to date. And everybody's had a great time. Everybody's having a great time, and hopefully it will be 100% trouble free as we get to the end of the competition. I'm going to meet some distraught Brazilians from last night. When we got back to our accommodation, there were some very sad Brazilians. It's a shame the Brazilians are not going to be here, because they really did, and they really do bring fantastic colour and vibrancy wherever they go. And so here's some noise from the Moroccans. So as I said, tonight every Arab will be a Moroccan, every Asian will be a Moroccan, every Moroccan will be glued to their TV screens, because only 40,000 will get into the stadium. So people will have to find, but there are plenty of cafes and bars. We're going to be showing the game, of course, the fan zones right across Doha. We'll be showing the games on very, very large screens. If you get a chance to visit Doha, this is the place that you'll come to first, and this is the place that you'll love and spend most of your time, because in between these little alleyways there are pockets of shops selling all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But generally this is where you'd come back after you've done everything, to grab some food and relax, and a bit of shopping. There you go, little alleyways that lead you into the heart of the souk. And again, this carries on, meanders its way around the whole souk, and it's just great to see people, Croatians, no doubt still celebrating from last night. The dark horses, final last time round, semi-finals this time round. They'll fancy themselves against the Argentinians. They've got nothing to lose. There we are. Indian fans, Moroccan fans. You would not get this sort of atmosphere anywhere with this type of mix of fans without trouble. And I have to say, a lot of people here, it's about 1 o'clock, people have had a drink, but there's no sign of trouble, and everybody's aware of exactly what will happen if there is any trouble. But most people on the whole are respectful of the customs and culture here, and they've been made aware of the consequences of unruly behaviour. And this is what makes it all the more enjoyable for everybody else, because the people who do drink don't realise how much they spoil it for everybody else. But again, there are people who are drinking, who do drink, do it in moderation, don't spoil it for everybody else. But again, small streets that come off the main souk, and this is like this for miles and miles and miles, and it's so great. There you go, people sitting around having lunch now. It is lunchtime. There's a long queue here. There's always a long queue here. This is what I meant about all the boutique hotels. So there's lots of these places. I believe I stayed in this one before pandemic. And then you got these terrace cafes. Give you a great view into the square. And they've modernised this old part of Doha quite sympathetically, retaining the old traditions, the old buildings, the architecture, and mixed it very well with the new and the modern, and the two gives you a blend of the old and the new. Because when you get to the Doha city centre, on the other side of the square, it is very different. It is skyscrapers, and it is very, very blingy. But this part of Doha is the bit that I like. Puts you in touch with old Doha. what it would have been like back in the day. Another merchandise shop. Interesting designs. Fancy wearing one of those. Got my England flag. Got my England shirt. So we're good.